Hello and welcome to the com stream for TTFL. We are season 9 and this is round 11. We are at the Circuit de Villeneuve and it's going to be wet for quali. That's what we like to see. So we've got a sprint tonight, so it's short qualifying followed by a 12 lap sprint race and then a 29. I'm trying to remember, probably wrong. Feature race. Whilst we wait for everyone to hide in the pits because it's wet and none of them like driving in the wet, might as well have a look at the standings. Why aren't you working? There we are. So Shornicus is in the lead on 173 points. Casto just behind on 156, followed closely by Find the Pass on 152. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Casto has no connection issues that we've seen the last couple of weeks and can try and gain some ground on Shornicus. Frenzy sitting in 4th, Moreland in 5th, Martin in 6th. Again, Martin could really do with some good connections to actually give him half a chance of trying to close in on. At the moment, it's the battle for 4th place. Zodak in 7th, Mrs. Carlin 8th, Jake in 9th, Scorito in 10th, Camus in 11th, Steeled in 12th, Jesus in 13th, Simseku in 14th, Hyder in 15th, Kelly Kane, who's racing tonight under his original Dan Roush log on, so Dan in 16th, Hobo in 17th, Wi-Fi button in 18th and Cons in Effectus both yet to score points, sitting at the bottom of the table. In the team standings, McLaren are well out in front, 325 points against Ferrari on 249. Mercedes picking up 3rd place, AlphaTauri in 4th, Alfa Romeo in 5th, Williams in 6th, Alpine sitting in 7th, Red Bull down in 8th, Haas in 9th, and Aston Martin with their 1 point sitting in 10th. But we have got cars on track, so I better grab that so I can get everything sorted. Let's get the track map up, lap data on, put the telemetry on because my overlays still aren't working, and let's find out who is starting their lap. So Fake Jesus just coming out of turn 2, heading up to the chicane. It looks extremely wet out there, but he is running on the inters. Let's find out. Everyone is out on the inters at the moment. Why am I getting pinged? So 49.7 for Jesus through sector 2. Mercedes keeping out of the way as he makes his way down the back straight. Hyder sets the first time on the board of 122.3. See what Jesus has got as he goes past the wall of champions. It's just a run to the line. 122.3. Near identical to his teammate. But Fake Jesus taking time, and was that someone's been in the wall because there was a front wing on the track. So Martin just heading up towards the end of sector 2. So 50.2 as he goes into the hairpin. It's going to be the next one to cross the line. Mrs. Cole on a 122.8 goes into 3rd place. Believe that's Dan Routh just behind it is, so we'll switch back to Dan once Martin's crossed the line. So 22.9 for Martin puts him into 4th at the moment. Still 13 minutes to go. No idea if the weather is going to improve during quali or what the weather will be doing during the race as well. As Dan comes into the final chicane past the wall of champions. Keeps it to the right hand side. A 23.9 for Dan puts him into 5th. Hobo a 50.0 in sector 2 coming to the line now, and we'll go into 3rd with a 22.6, followed immediately by Find the Pass, who goes up into 3rd on a 22.66. So times are still close. That wing is still sitting in the middle of turn 2. That's another graphical glitch from the game. Still just starting his lap. Where's Moyland? Moyland just ahead on his lap. Let's try and switch between the two as they go through the sectors. 23.5 for Moyland. Not quick enough to pick up Still's time. Through the chicane and then heading up towards the hairpin. 49.4 from Moyland, so one of the faster times we've seen so far. Camus has retired from the session. Looks like that might have been on the exit of the final chicane. As Fake Jesus goes again for a second lap and improves, followed by Mrs. Carlisle improves as well. So Fake Jesus did a 21.9, Mrs. Carl a 21.7. And Moyland crosses the line at 21.7 as well, takes him into 2nd. As Still crosses the line at 21.5 to go to the top of the board. The times are starting to come down. Now the cars are running round. Temperature will be building in the track and some of that water will be displaced. Find the Passes had an off. Who can we get to? So Find the Pass losing it into the chicane where Vettel dropped it in 2011, allowing Button through to take the win. So Find the Pass won't be able to improve and is going to be starting, guess, quite a way down the order. Martin's gone through on a 21.1, taking him to the top of the board. Frenzy on track. Casto still waiting in the pits. Jake's invalidated. 22.7 from Thornicus through sector 1. As he comes through to the chicane to then head up towards the hairpin. Oh, excuse me. 48.5 from Thornicus in sector 2. What can he do in the final sector? It's pretty much a flat out run out of the hairpin down to the chicane and then get it right through the chicane. Keep it out of the wall of champions. And Dan Routh has retired at the second chicane. So Thornicus straight to the top on his first time run, a 120.3, so 0.8 up on Martin as Martin comes into the pits. Scarito's invalidated. Frenzy crosses the line to go into 9th on a 21.9 on his first run. Jake a 49.3 through sector 2, coming to the line now. Goes up into 5th on a 21.6. That's 400ths off of his teammate. So the Alpines with some pace. Mrs. Cole's improved on her next run, a 1:20.3, nearly matching the time of Cornicus. So find the pass in the chat. Trying medium traction and stick drift snapped. He had to avoid Hobo and had to put himself into the wall. It is unlucky. I'd have just taken out Hobo if I were you. Find the pass. Dan Rowth, man, that was such a small impact. Well, Dan, you've got 7 minutes. I see you had 5 shots lined up. Technically, yours and find the passes would have been red flag moments. Sort of count as safety cars, so drink. Get those shots down you. And for anyone who's wondering what the hell I'm talking about, Dan is going out straight after the race and did say in chat earlier for every safety car or VSC he'd take a shot. So get to drinking, Dan. I'm tempted to join you as well. I'm looking at a bottle of whiskey right now. I'm wondering whether I should just pop it open and drink for every safety car. And if you're in the chat, find the pass. What's the crack with the weather for the actual races? As we see Hobo improving in Sector 1. Down to the chicane. Looking tidy even in the wet. A few sparks there as he ran over the curb. A 19.7 from Thornicus to cement that top of the board. Casto is on track. He's invalidated his current lap, so we'll stay with Hobo. He's lost a bit of time in Sector 2. He's 2.5 tenths down through Sector 2, so needs to try and find something in Sector 3. Drive for both sprint and race. Thank you, Camo, for the weather update. Evening cons, are you going to make it into quali, or are you stuck spectating? Wi-Fi button yet to set a time, just coming around the hairpin, now down the back straight towards the chicane before the wall of champions. Mrs. Carl on an outlap. Jesus, Moyland and Frenzy all in the pits. Martin is still on track. I think he's just out of the hairpin, but Wi-Fi goes through into 13th, his first time lap, a 22.8. Mine is coming into the final chicane, past the wall of champions. Everyone giving the wall of champions a wide berth tonight. No one wanting to run across that curb and risk the back end snapping and throwing you either into that wall or across into the pit wall barrier. Mine did improve. It took him 4th, but Casto's first time lap takes him up into 2nd on a 1:20.0. Still 10 minutes from mine. If you're back while sprint's still on, I believe you can join during the sprint and you'll just start obviously at the back for the feature race. So we're just over 3 minutes to go. Thornicus in the pits, currently sitting on provisional pole on that 19.7. Casto in 2nd on a 20.0. Mrs. Cole in 3rd on a 20.3. Martin in 4th on a 20.4. Looks to be trying to build the ERS ready for another timed run. Fake Jesus is currently in 5th on a 20.8. Moyland in 6th on a 20.9. We've got Frenzy in 7th on a 21.1. Jake in 8th on a 21.1. Steeled on a 21.2, currently sitting in 9th. Hyder a 21.3, invalidated his last run and coming into the pits. Hobo heading down the final straight. Guessing he's not been pushing this lap because he's on a 26. So Hobo sitting in 11th, Scorito in 12th, and Wi-Fi currently in 13th. Find the Pass finds himself down in 14th after taking avoiding action and ending up in the wall. Dan Rouse down in 15th and Camus in 16th, not able to set a time during quali. So with 2 minutes and 15 to go, we've got 4 cars on track, being Mrs. Cole just coming through sector 2 now. Martin just ahead, not on a lap currently because he's not deploying and is invalidated as well. Fake Jesus just coming through the middle of sector 2 as well. And Hobo pushing this time? Does look like he is. No, he's bailed on that one. Hobo's going to try and be the last one across the line. No, he's well clear of that. Mrs. Cole coming into the pits. I think that's the end of Mrs. Cole's run. She's not going to have time to get back round. As Martin is starting what will be his final run. We'll stay with Martin. There's a bit of traffic ahead. He's going to have to keep an eye on his map, see where they are. Hopefully he doesn't catch them at an awkward point. As Hobo's retired from the session, so Hobo will be no further up than 11th. Scorito's still in the pit, so it's just Wi-Fi button that can improve over Hobo. As Martin comes to the end of sector 2, 2 tenths up. It's going to be good enough for third at the moment. Can he find anything in the final sector? If he wants to challenge for pole, he needs to find 6 tenths in the final sector. Maybe just outside of his reach. He does find it though. Goes 200ths faster than Shawnicus, so Martin currently sitting on provisional pole. He's got the fuel and the ERS to keep pushing for a second run. He will be the last one to cross the line after the checkered flag, as Shawnicus making his way down the final straight into the final chicane, past that wall of champions, keeping it tidy, keeps the car to the right hand side, trying to take the shortest line to the line, and does improve with a 1:19.578, so retakes provisional pole. Casto just coming out of the final hairpin. So Fake Jesus and Mrs. Cole not able to improve. Frenzy on the run to the line, currently sitting 7th, crosses the line, moves up into 4th place. Jake moves up to 6th. Casto improves again, finds another 2 tenths over Shawnicus. So Casto currently sitting on pole. Martin is up through sector 2. Looks very sideways. Does improve. Not enough for pole, but does take 2nd place. So Shawnicus starts in 3rd. So Casto will take pole with a 19.3. Martin on a 19.4, still 2nd place. at the absolute last moment. Thornicus in third on a 19.5. Then we've got Moyland up in fourth. A strong qualifying from Moyland this time around. Normally it takes him a while to get up to speed, but he's managed it. Is a bit of a wet meister though. Frenzy in fifth. Fake Jesus in sixth. Jake in seventh. Mrs. Cole ends up in eighth. Hyder in ninth. Stilled in 10th. Wi-Fi in 11th. Hobo in 12th. Scorito in 13th. Find the Pass, followed by Dan Ralph and Mrs. Cole. Thank you for the sub, Hobo. That's your 9th sub. You're on a 2-month streak. So we could have a dry sprint and dry quali. We had an absolutely wet quali. Sorry, dry sprint and dry feature race. So the drivers will be trying to make their minds up. Do they want the softs or they want the mediums for the sprint race? Hopefully they all remember the joys of sprint weekend formats and the fact that if you start on the soft tyre and go on to the medium, it will be the medium you have to use during the feature race as well. So hopefully they all pay attention to that. We will see what tyres they've all decided to go on to. Let's put the telemetry on, don't need lap data. And they've all opted to start on the medium. And I've just realised I said the previous thing about tyres completely wrong. If you start on the medium, you're committed to going on to the softs. I mean, they're all going to have fresh softs. No one ran anything other than inters during quali, so there are plenty of softs available. You have got a fair chunk of work to do, but you've got 2 races to do it in, so your focus has got to be on a strong result in the sprint. Find the Pass, which I'm almost surprised you didn't opt to go for the soft tyre to start the sprint. So Mrs. Carl and Hyder, I'm guessing, have had a coming together during the formation lap because they're sat back on the grid. We're definitely on for an interesting sprint. Obviously, this top 4 are very closely matched in terms of outright pace. Casto does seem to have the advantage in race trim, although the results and the standings don't reflect that. Yeah, the softs do die quick, but if you can gain the places and make it difficult to get past, you can nurse them through the sprint. So whilst the leaderboard has a head fit, the lights are going, the engines are revving, the lights are off, and we are underway fairly quickly. There's not the normal delay. Casto with a lightning start, but Martin not letting it slip. Moyland looking up the inside into turn 2 on Thornicus. Thornicus getting a slightly better drive out of the corner. So the top 4 staying in starting order. Don't need that one on. So Fake Jesus has got the move done on Frenzy. Hyder's dropped down 2 places. Stilled and Hobo getting past as Hyder coming under attack from Find the Pass. Wi-Fi Buttons had a poor start, as of Scorito, both dropping 3 places off of the start. Find the pass, so close to the back of Hyder there as they go into the hairpin. And now side by, come on camera. So we see everyone else apart from Find the Pass and Hyder. Hyder looking up the inside into the final chicane. That's caused absolute carnage. Contact with Hobo. Find the Pass has picked up damage there. I think Wi-Fi's picked up damage as well. Wi-Fi's completely without a front wing. Camus looks to have got through unscathed, but I can't take massive advantage here because we're now under a virtual safety car. Dan Rouse, time for a shot, mate. And this is where soft tyre would have been advantageous, because when we do get back underway, the soft will be closer to its operating temp. And Casto's checked out in front, is 2.5 seconds up the road from Martin. Thornicus, Moyland, Fake Jesus, Frenzy, everyone else fairly close, all the way down to the 10th place. Find the Pass. We're expecting to see Find the Pass pull in, as there's more contact there between Find the Pass, Wi-Fi, and I think Camus got caught in the back of that as well. Camus has lost an end plate. We are back under green flag racing, but we're going to see a good chunk of this back end of the grid pull it. I say a good chunk, it's 2 of them. So Camus and Wi-Fi had to pit with no front wing. Everyone else opting to stay out, try and nurse this damage to the end. So back at the front, no real change at the moment. Thornicus though right on the back of Martin. DRS will be coming into effect on the next lap. Can Thornicus line this move up? Obviously there's 2 DRS straights, one down this back straight, and then again you get a second helping of DRS on the start finish straight to help you. Effectively it helps you once you get the move done, as Thornicus has done on Martin. Helps you just extend that lead. Martin picking up a 3-second penalty there. Moyland not able to follow Thornicus through, so Moyland's going to have to line Martin up for the next time around. Thornicus pushing on, almost broken the DRS. Is that? Oh no, there's 3 DRS straights. Commentator needs shooting because he's forgotten about this DRS straight. Even when I was driving in the later versions of this game, I kept forgetting there was DRS on this straight as well. But Thornicus has broken the DRS over Martin. Martin's now going to be looking in his mirrors at that Mercedes of Moyland as they head up towards the hairpin. Moyland will want to get a clean exit here. Loses a little bit of ground, but it will have the DRS now. Can he get close enough? Or has Martin got a better straight line speed? It looks like Martin's got a better straight line speed there. Moyland actually losing ground even with the DRS. Looking further back, Frenzy holding on to the back of Fake Jesus, but not close enough to go for remove. Find the Pass becoming a bit of a bottleneck. You've got Hyder, Scarito and Hobo directly behind. I wouldn't be surprised if Hobo is carrying damage though after that incident on lap 2. Find the Pass is carrying that broken front wing. It looks like Hyder's got a broken end plate as well. As Camus picks up another 3-second penalty. Scarito trying to line Hyder up for the pass. Can't get it done at the moment, but can he will have DRS. And Hobo just behind as well with the DRS, still picking up a 3-second penalty. And still goes for the move on his teammate, gets the move done, so still up into 9th. Up into 8th. Find the pass is out. The Wall of Champions has claimed its first victim of the night, and that was Find the Pass. So I wonder if that was down to that front wing damage, drifting him wide on the exit. That has brought out the first safety car, and that means, well, that means Dan should be on shot 3 now. At least shot 3, if not shot 4. What the fuck is Hyder doing? Driving like a terrorist. He loves killing people. I don't know what happened there. I'm guessing there was contact into the final chicane, and that's why you've gone into the wall. I mean, if this was a decent simulation, like, I don't know, iRacing, I could rewind, have a look at the replay, get all the angles whilst we're on the safety car and everyone's bored, because no one likes watching the safety car go round. But it's not. It's F1. I can't look at replays. So we're just going to have to rely on your word, Find the Pass, on what happened. I can tell you someone who won't be happy with the safety car though, and that's going to be Casto. He'd got a 3-second lead out in front, and that has now been obliterated. We have Shaunicus on his tail on the restart. So we've got Hobo and Hyder into the pits. I'm guessing they'd have been getting wing repairs. So Hobo comes back out onto track in 12th. Hyder joins back in 13th. Wi-Fi and Mr. Camus bringing up the back of the grid. The pack are quite spread out, so we're going to have a couple of laps under safety car. So no real F1 this weekend, but we have got real F1 back next weekend in Australia. And if you've not already seen, and you are UK based, set your alarms nice and early, because the race starts at 4 AM UK time. I'm not kidding. I swear Australia is always a 6 AM start. I mean, that's early enough. 4 AM is just piss taking, but it is what it is. And if you want something to keep you entertained, yes, I drank my shots. The VSC one was partially spilled, trying to give position back whilst taking the shot. And I agree, Hyder is often way too aggressive. Well, I'm glad you're drinking your shots, Hyder. You can't see it because the webcam's turned off, but I'm going to follow suit. There you go. Whiskey for me. Dan Round's ridiculous. I was going to Find the Pass, and cons is Max has his iRacing this weekend, more fun than F1, to be fair. To be fair, cons, Max was running iRacing on a portable setup during Abu Dhabi, not Abu Dhabi, sorry, during Bahrain and Yas Marina. The kid's committed. He's a fucking menace as well. I've seen some of the, in non-official races, I've seen some of the bits he's been up to where he's been called out for raid fucking killing people. But 3 a.m. in the morning, and he was sat in his hotel on iRacing with the Red Line team running just mental races on iRacing. You can't fault him for that. Hard on that one, cut across me 4 times for T-boning Hobo in last game. I wouldn't say it was a T-bone. There was clearly there was contact, but it weren't quite a T-bone. I mean, cons in the ESR league that a lot of us are part of on, which is run on iRacing. One of the lads there was in a race that Max was part of. And he did post a beautiful screenshot of lap 1, turn 1. He was very close. I'm not saying he was innocent following the pass. It was a quick view from mine. They were side by side. I can't click links because it breaks the stream if I look at anything. But yeah, from my point of view, they were side by side through the entry, and then yeah, there was contact and it caused carnage. But we are back underway with, it's going to be 2 laps to go. Casto has managed to pull away from Shawnicus. Shawnicus losing out to Martin, and if he's not careful, he's going to lose out to... Oh, Martin's out. His car's picked up Frenzy and Stilled Sneeze. Not sure what happened there. I was concentrating on the fact it looked like Moylan was going to get past Shawnicus as well. But Martin spun off into the right-hand wall. There's got to have been contact somewhere there. So Moylan inherits 3rd. Fate leads us up to 4th. Mrs. Cole into 5th. Dan Rouse up into 6th. And for a drink driver, that's a good result. Jake in 7th, Camus in 8th, Hyder in 9th, just outside the point, Scarito in 10th, Hobo in 11th, Wi-Fi Button challenging Hobo for that 11th place as they head up towards the hairpin. He has got that done. It looks like Hobo's got no front wing again. I was guessing he got caught up in that turn 1 incident. It looked like a lot of cars picked up damage there. Shawnicus appears to have got away unscathed, as has Moyland. Fake Jesus doesn't appear to have any damage. Was a Hobo, I'm guessing, has retired in the pits. Hopefully, for Hobo's sake, he pre-selected a set of softs so it doesn't put him on the mediums. See the ban hammer coming, it's so dumb. All I can say is if it's reportable, report it, so the stewards can deal with it. But Casto with nearly a 2-second gap over Shawnicus as we start the final lap. Cornicus up into second, Moyland in third. Quite big gaps between everyone now. Fate Jesus into fourth. Mrs. Cole will currently hold on to fifth place. Camus and Dan Rouse trade in places. So Camus moves up into sixth, but with the penalties to come into play, and Camo will probably lose out on six once that's happened. I'm not sure what people have been drinking today. I've been drinking a mixture of lager and whiskey. Dan's on the gin. So Harder sends me on turn one. Con saying I've been drinking whiskey, or Cons has been drinking whiskey as well, and then Scarito break takes me. Just use the report system, clip it, report it. Stewards will deal with it. So Casso takes the win in the sprint. Cornicus comes through to take second. Moreland picks up third. Fake Jesus in fourth. What whiskey am I on? At the minute, I'm just finishing off another bottle of McLaren Jack. Mrs. Cole takes fifth, and I was too busy. I don't know why I was looking at the bottle of whiskey. I know exactly what it is. I was too busy looking at that to actually see the finishing order, so we'll wait for the results to come up on screen. And there we are. Casto takes the win. I need to swap that to that screen. Casto gets the win. Sonicus in second. Moyland third. Fake Jesus in fourth. Mrs. Cole fifth. Scarito sixth. Camus picks up seventh. Dan Rouse picks up the final point for the sprint in 8th. Hyder in 9th. Wi-Fi in 10th. And then Jake in 11th. Hobo, Sealed, Frenzy, Martin and Find the Pass not making it to the checkered flag. Where are we on the chat? Text me. What skill you on? Should have defended less and just pushed to stay in the 3 seconds. You've got to play. At times, you've got to play the safety game, and it's difficult to concentrate on trying to stay in the 3 seconds when you've got someone just behind you. You always lose time when you're defending. Because you end up, even though you don't want to, you end up compromising your line. So it's best of both worlds. You got a point. So point to win admiration. You don't get prizes, you get admiration. Cons with the McLaren whiskey, I thought it was a true special. Like, it was a different mix. And then, no, it's not. It's the standard Jack, but it's in a bottle with orange. With an orange label. But it's still nice. I'll drink it. Why's my game just crashed? Like, seriously. Oh, yeah. My game's just completely crashed. Camus asking for an invite. Dan asking for a restart. Looks like we're restarting. It's all gone to fucking tits. Okay, so we're going to have a few minutes of waiting whilst we get everything reset back up. Because it looks like everyone's game crashed at the same time. Thank you, EA, for another brilliant product. Can't wait to see what bollocks you put into the 2024 game. Hyder is. I was looking through the chat, but I skipped it all because I was trying to see what's going on. You'll be in the other. I can't read the chat. It's just no. I need to concentrate on getting into the game. We're not had an invite. Where's my invite? Where's my invite? Oh, there is. Yeah, we are just waiting more than an hour. You need to refresh. I don't want to refresh. But I have got an invite, yeah. Who's Y667? That's a name I've not seen before. Oh, look, everyone is in. Yeah, most of them are in. So we are just waiting for everyone to get into the lobby so custom grid can be done. We've got 16 drivers in, so we have got everyone who was in is in again. Right, so I do apologise. I'm trying to read Discord and I can't multitask. Fuck me, there's a lot going on in that cat. Here we go. We are going live. I need to mark that as unread. So I need to go back and read that. So, here we go for the race. So we're going to have a moment whilst setups put on. By the way, plug your controller in to move about driver's viewing comms, saves F7, F8. Yeah, I've got the wheel, but I'm so used to now trying to use the keyboard cons. I mean, if I was any good, I'd have it on the Stream Deck, but fuck it, I need to find out. Yeah, I need to make that work actually, so I'm going to do it on the Stream Deck. I don't need the keyboard. It'd be lovely if I could just press one button and actually get everything up that I wanted. So, for the feature race, Casto on pole, Thornicus on second, or in second rather, Moreland in third, Jesus in fourth, Mrs. Carl in fifth, Scarito in sixth, followed by Camus in seventh, Dan Ralph in eighth, Hyder in ninth, Wi-Fi in 10th, Jake in 11th, stop reading Discord, Hobo in 12th, Stilled in 13th, Frenzy in 14th, Martin in 15th, Find the Pass in 16th. I swear. Oh no. Frenzy and Still might have gone out actually as a result of Martin being out. And now we've got an advert break, so unless you subbed, you can't hear me. And if you can hear me, thank you for the sub. Moreland has DNF'd me twice this season now. Thought I'd point that out. Oh, Stilled and Frenzy have had a coming together. So if you can all slow down on track, I need 1 minute and 20 seconds for this advert to finish. I don't know why the adverts are back on again. Otherwise, we're going to be starting this race under an advert. Who's at the back? Find the pass. Slow the fuck down. Very slow around final corner, please. Very slow. 56 seconds. Do not take your grid spot. We're going to miss it. Ad blocker for the win. Well done, Cont. He disqualified from the session anyway. So with 40 seconds of adverts to go for those who aren't subscribed or don't have ad blockers, we are lights out and away we go. Can Casso hold off Thornicus on the second time of asking? Moyland under pressure from Fake Jesus manages to get it done through turn 2, so Moyland holds on to third. Mrs. Cole into 5th. Scorito and Camus battling it out. Dan Rayos holding on to that 8th place. Jacob into 9th. We have got a Haas dropping down the order. That's Hyder. Lots behind Hobo and Frenzy. Oh, excuse me. So Hyder finds himself down in 14th behind Martin and dropping behind Find the Pass as well. So not a good start for Hyder. Find the Pass. Fake Jesus and Mrs. Cole battling it out around the hairpin as we head down towards the final chicane. Casto still leaves Shaunicus and Moyland. Those guys are in hot pursuit. Mrs. Cole back in front of Fake Jesus as they go through the hairpin. Oh, sorry, through the chicane. Tyres have everyone opted to run as well. Let's get that detail up for a moment. So Casto on the medium, Shaunicus on the hard, Moyland and Mrs. Cole on the medium, Fake Jesus and Scorito on the hard, Camus, Dan Roush and Jake on the medium. Everyone else, so Wi-Fi, Hobo, Frenzy, Martin, Find the Pass, Still and Hyder all on the hard tyre. Don't need that on. No, we want that. Oh, screw you. That one. So no change in the top 3. Mrs. Cole making full use of that medium tyre and currently sitting in 4th place. Fake Jesus lost out on the harder tyre and sits in 5th. Then your next changes are further down the order, although Camus and Scorito trading places down the back straight. A big puff of smoke from Fake Jesus as he goes past the wall of champions. Jake's gained 2 places off the start. Frenzy up 4 places, currently sitting in 10th place. Hobo coming under a bit of pressure from Find the Pass. Find the Pass on the charge, trying to recover from that poor result in the sprint race. Looking left and right of Hobo, but Hobo holding on to 11th at the moment. We've both got DRS, so Find the Pass not able to use DRS as an advantage to get the move done. But he may find himself lining up better as he goes to the outside. He's going to compromise Hobo's line into the hairpin. Find the Pass with the better drive out of the hairpin, gets the move done before the DRS even comes into effect. So Find the Pass up into 11th. As fastest laps being traded by the front runners. Shaunicus currently holding on to it with a 12.9. Hyder's had an absolute mare, has dropped 7 places off the start, currently finds himself in 16th and 3 seconds off the pack. I'm wondering if Hyder's forgotten to put a setup on for the restarted lobby. Shaunicus and Casto still within half a second of each other, but they've managed to drop Moyland. Moyland's picked up a penalty already as well. We're only 4 laps in. So Moyland with a penalty. I'm going to guess that's a 3-second multiple warnings penalty. Sorry for the silence. Had a massive coughing fit. Didn't think anyone needed to hear that one. So Casto leads Thornicus over Moylan. Moylan dropping back from this battle for the front, but has found himself in a nice gap. Back to Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole under a bit of pressure from Fate Jesus, and followed by Camus and Scarito. Hyder has left the session, so Hyder's parked it up in the pits. So that couldn't result in a safety car. Dan Routh holding on to 8th, but coming under pressure from Jake as Jake goes for the move with the DRS down the back straight. Gets the move done before the final chicane. So Jake up into 8th, Dan dropping down into 9th, but then losing out in turn 1, but fights it back through turn 2 as Frenzy tries to find a way past. Oh, I don't apologise, man. I forgot to apply set. I thought that's what happened to Hyder, because why dropped so far down so quickly. Unfortunately, Hyder won't be taking any further part in the feature race. Find the pass, gets the move done on Frenzy, and going in full pursuit of Dan Routh. Dan's ERS flicking away there. No, massive difference in ERS. Find the pass 80%. Dan sitting on 12 as they head down the DRS straight towards the final chicane. Find the pass, gets the move done. Frenzy as well. Frenzy looking up the inside of Find the Pass into the final chicane. But Find the Pass closes the door and holds on to 9th place. And both having the DRS allows them to pull the gap further on Dan. Dan finding himself now down in 11th place. Out at this battle for the front, Casto and Thornicus still as close as they have been. Thornicus so heavily down on ERS compared to Casto. Casto seems to have ERS deployment down to an absolute art. Although it can be easier when you are in front. You've got a good setup for straight line speed. Thornicus does gain with the DRS. Casto able to carry enough speed to defend. Moylan dropping well back on this battle for the lead. 3.5 seconds down as we've lost Steeled and Hobo. So they've both gone into the Wall of Champions. And that brings out the first safety car of the feature race. And you know what that means. Dan, it's time to drink. So I'll join you. Got the whiskey. In fact, I'm going to leave it there so it's closer, so it's easier. So Hobo, if you're free, by all means, jump into commentary chat. And we'll get you in for your take on what's gone on. I just need to make sure that selects the right one. That one. Yeah. So yeah, you're welcome to jump into comms, Hobo. Yay, there you are. Hang on, I've got to sort your level out.
Oh.
It's a
So
bit
I've got to
extreme.
sort you out because I am hearing you twice.
Oh yeah, that's because you're watching the stream like a good person.
I am, and I'm subbed as well. 9 months.
Yeah, man. So what happened on?
I don't. What? Which way? Which one?
Well,
Which mini incident are we talking about here?
the latest one.
Right.
You and
So
Steeled, I'm guessing, into the chicane.
yeah. So Steel's coming up my backside, going straight down the straight. I thought, okay, I'm going to cover off the wall sides, and I'm guessing he tried to stick his nose in there as well, but he was further back. I don't know. I think he just maybe the overspeed caught him out, and he just hit me.
And
But
put
he
you both in the wall.
Yeah, but I was covering the inside line. What? The inside? Well, the outside line, I suppose. And yeah, I think he tried to send it there as well. I'm not too sure. Not too sure. I have to watch it back, but I have to remember to save my replay because my stream packed up.
So Dan, joining me on comms now is Hobo, and yes, if you've never known, I mean, you should know by now. I like a drink, so if you say in Discord you're going to drink when there's a safety car, I'm going to make you drink.
You should drink when there's a safety car. Damn right.
And you said you're doing shots, so I'll grab the whiskey and I'll join you. I'd take that. Inspiration from that was from, well, yeah, we're on the safety car, so I can feel some air. It was from a drinking race that myself and Moyland became part of. The end of last year, when the commentators on a subsequent drinking race, one of the commentators said he would take a drink every time someone spun. And in the first heat of, I think, 30 laps of a small oval track, he was 18 shots in and could barely speak. I think he instantly regretted making that claim. But in fairness to him, for God knows how many hours, he did keep drinking when they were spinning. It was fucking hilarious.
Good lad. Jake has pitted to serve his 5-second penalty, which is very smart. Not sure how he got that 5-second penalty, so I will have a look.
Yeah, I daren't go into race director anymore because the amount of times it screws us up. It threw me when the game crashed after the sprint.
Yeah, we knew it. It's collision with Scorito. We knew it kind of froze because we're on the grid and we've seen loads of drivers leaving. Safety guys in this lap, and then I'm watching your stream obviously, which is above my head. And I'm like, Rob doesn't know. Rob has no idea. But there we go. Safety car is about to come in, and Casto takes the lead. I have a really low quality, low sound. Right, so as you can see there, Casto warming up his tyres up. Who else we got? A couple of penalties already. We're going to stay on board with.
Moyland must have pitted.
Moyland has had he's had a lot of penalties. He's not very happy. But we'll see how he gets on in this. Casto's still waiting.
He's pitted. So Moyland's the first of the front runners to have pitted. Casto's left it late to go there.
Very late. That might be smart because there's obviously opportunities for overtaking. So he's trying to leave it late as possible.
It's not really caught Shawnicus sleeping with that one. He's caught Shawnicus out more on previous restarts.
Moylan and find the pass. Moylan to find the pass, and now already up to third. I'm taking fake Jesus.
So he's got those hard up to temp early on. Is quite. I mean, it's 10%, but I'd say that's a lot of deployment.
To use up already, yeah. In the first, 2 corners of a safety car restart. There we go.
Casto's opening that gap out in front is already up to 8/10 before they get to the hairpin.
Camu's got a button as well, and so has my teammate Mrs. Cole. Well, they're going side by side through the main straight.
Find the pass has got past Jesus. I don't know why. I'm not religious, but it feels so wrong saying that Jesus
Thank
has lost the place.
Penalty there for Frenzy as well.
Martin's up into 9th, so Wi-Fi hasn't stopped, so he's on his original hards.
Yes, well, he did. Yeah, no, it's not for him. Yeah, he's not faring very well, to be honest, is he? He seems to be struggling today.
He's gonna struggle a little bit now. Everyone around him stopped. I think I'm guessing he's tried to gain track position, but the two behind him are on fresh mediums.
Orland's got past
Shaunicus, yeah, he has.
They're making those fresh hards work for him. Also, Camus is right behind Fake Jesus, and he's about to lose another place. Potentially through the hairpin. Oh, bit left and right, bit of a lock up there ahead. Pushing him round as well.
I think that's going to hurt Fake Jesus even more. Fake Jesus on the softs.
They're going to go 3 wide down this straight. I want to go on board
He
with
is.
Frenzy. See the back view of this.
Camus lost out. Oh, it's Camus on the softs.
Yeah, Camus lost out of loads there. Got overtaken by 2 cars trying to make an overtake. DRS is now enabled as well. He's down to 11% of DRS. Jesus, he's really been pushing it. Oh, sorry. Camus pushed him, not Jesus. Jesus doing well to hold up everyone, sitting in 5th right now.
Moyland on that fresh rubber. He has, I was going to say he's burnt a lot more, but it's 10% difference to Casto, but he is right on the back of him, and with that pit stop advantage in the DRS as well.
Oh, bit of contact there though. I think he must have done damage to himself. That must have been damage, surely.
I can't. Nothing visual showing on Moyland's car, and my overlays don't work. I still can't figure out why they're not working.
See if I can get mine up and have a look, but it doesn't. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't look like it's that much damage, if any. Here we go. Easy overtake. Looks like Scarito just let off the brakes. I wonder that's what happened to me and Stiltonese. The sudden overspeed.
Overspeed. Down that back straight though, the overspeed hits you right as you get to the braking point if you're close. And if you
contact there between Fake Jesus and Dan. Nothing major, but it sent Jesus spinning.
Gets back underway just ahead of Wi-Fi button. Doesn't look like any damage from social drinker.
No, touch wood, it should be okay. Right, let me see if I can grab these down here.
So
I can, look at that, beautiful.
Moyland in the lead has taken his stop, so running on the hard tyre. He's broken out of the DRS of Casto. Casto's got to be thinking about coming in for a stop now. Those mediums, I mean, we've had the safety car which saved them a few laps, but...
Oh, I don't think my thing's going to work because I was in the race, wasn't I?
There's something gone on with SimHub and F1. It's just stopped liking working. And I don't know what it is.
Never mind then. Dan gets a penalty there as well. Another 3 seconds for him. Oh, big lock up there from Casto.
So Casto and Shaunicus still yet to stop. Did he just hit Camo, not Dan? So that's from Dan Rao saying Jesus hit the back of Camo, not him.
Yeah.
So we got a bit mixed up. Yeah, there was contact. We just got mixed up with who got hit by who.
I was on board with Jesus, so that's probably why I said Jesus first.
I mean, I love the fact he's running in the points, he's sitting in 10th, he's listening to the comm stream, and he's been on the gin. So fair play, Dad.
Because that enraged him so much. No, that wasn't me. That was Jesus. Right now on board. Who's that flashing? Mrs. Carr was flashing on ERS. Frenzy's trying to chase
Yes,
her
it's down to 8%.
Camu is really struggling, which is actually quite surprising, to be honest.
Everyone does seem to have deployed a hell of a lot of ERS. I know this track does tend to eat ERS, but we're only a few laps off of the safety car, and everyone down to find the pass in 7th under 40% of ERS available. Find the pass sitting on 80%, but being challenged by Camu on those soft tyres. I don't think that was contact. I think Find the Pass just opted to take the run off there.
It's on wide as well.
It's on the outside through the hairpin.
Jay can get them both here. You don't get all. Let's Find the Pass boxes him in.
He's got Find the Pass.
He's boxed in.
That's a Moyland move.
That was very clever from Camu there, I've got to say. He was aware he was going to lose out one place. He thought, I'm not losing out on 2. I'm boxing you in.
Box 1 in.
Yeah.
Find the Pass up into 7th. Camu holding on to 8th. Find the Pass still yet to stop as well. So there's 3 outrunners in this pass. Casto, Thornicus, who's lost out to Martin now as well.
Yeah.
So Casto, Thornicus.
Both missing shit.
This is why in ESR they've got the 2 of them, and one of them is watching what's going on and prepping up the replays.
Yeah, it works out a lot. I reckon Shauna's losing the place here because Mrs. Carl is right on his gearbox going through the hairpin.
He's going to have the better drive on those fresh mediums. Those old softs, those old hards are going to put him under pressure. So he does get the move done well before the break-in. So he's going to have the DRS as well for the drive out. And then Thornicus has got to be looking back towards Frenzy.
Contact between Camu and Jake as well through the Wall of Champion chicane. Jake won't be happy with that at all. Camu's defending very hard. Somehow, Camu got DRS. I don't know if Jake lost.
You'd get DRS if you get it down out of the hairpin. You get it across the start finish as well. It's 1 detection point for.
Contact the wall for Jake. Oh, Anthony. He must have damage because he's all over the place at the moment. Whether that contact between him and Camu has caused damage, but he's definitely worse aware right now.
Struggling.
Yeah, he's very badly struggling.
Scorito gets past Dan Rouse as well. Oh, Scorito, so close to that barrier. Ends up running deep into the chicane.
We'll have to keep an eye on Martin as well, who's right behind Casto in the DRS. Don't think we're this bit now, but Scorenzi.
If Casto comes into the pits like he does, there was potential for. Oh, mind you, Casto was in front, weren't he? So
yeah,
it carries that speed in. So Casto into the pits, takes mediums off, puts mediums on.
Going for a 2-stop then.
Why would you go for a 2-stop at this point?
In that as well.
He's going to be hoping for he's going to have to hope for another safety car. I think.
Got past as well.
Oh no! I was going to say I think that's a mistake because he'd used the mediums in the sprint, but he wouldn't, would he?
No,
because it's a reset lobby, so
might be okay.
He's still going to have to stop again, and so he's got to get his way back up, and then find a 30-second gap.
All contact between Jake and Scorito. They sent him spinning. Jake is going to be fuming. He is not going to be happy, Bunny. And who's pulled over?
That's Scorito. Scorito's pulled over to give the place back, which has lost him
Loads of
a
places.
lot of places, but
That's not going to help Jake at
it's
all,
not going
really.
to help Jake. It's not going to help his mood, but the sportsmanship of that, the the fact he clearly knows he was at fault for that and has pulled over to let him get the position back. You've got to admire that. You can't not admire that sportsmanship.
I mean, and
I wonder if
funny
this is
part.
going to be a retirement in the pits for
No,
Scorito.
possibly, yeah. But I was about to say, Jake not retiring shows his mentality. He's not happy, but he's still carrying on. No, I mean, it must be this week change because obviously that damage with him and Jake. But Mrs. Carl right on the back of Frenzy, and they're battling for third as well. This is gonna be a good one.
Over the podium,
Come on,
the
teammate.
final podium position.
That bloody break dust or whatever you're gonna call it, lock up dust. It's just appalling. It just looks so bad. Here we go. She's going down the main straight now. She's a bit too far away. Frenzy's flashing ahead of her.
The Frenzy's sitting on 5%. I mean, Mrs. Cole's down to 20, but she has got a sort of 15% advantage, and with being in the DRS as well, she'll gain some ERS on him. Runs a little bit wide round the exit of 2.
Casto just made his way past Camus as well. He's up into 6th and the fastest lap for him as well.
Moyland sitting out in front. He's got 5.5 seconds back to Martin. Martin's got to be keeping an eye in those mirrors, looking at Frenzy and Mrs. Cole closing up. Chornicus running in 5th, but still yet to stop.
Unless they're hoping for another safety car, I'm not sure what their game plan is here.
I think Chornicus is going to try and push this to go to softs at the end. So he's got to try and drag out another 4 or 5 laps on these hards. I think the hards will do the... You can go hard to soft, but
Yeah,
he's going to have a lot of work to do at the end of this race.
just check the gap between Casto and Moylan, and it's been 16 seconds. So Moylan has now no opportunity. He's got no chance to pit. He has to just carry on.
Casto's got to pit again though, because he's done medium, so he's got to take a second tyre. So this, if Chornicus can maintain the gap or not lose too much over Casto in the next 4 or 5 laps, they're both going to have to pit, so they're both going to go. You can only imagine they're going to go to the soft.
Camus, Jake, and Button have all pitted again. Jake's put on the his 1 lap hold hards, and the other 2 are put on mediums. The majority of the grid now on the medium time. Mrs. Cole seems to be struggling to get past Frenzy. He's on like no ERS, so she needs to just kind of focus up and concentrate, get a couple of clean laps in. Gained so much down that back straight as well. It's just not
I wonder, as Martin into the pits?
It is, yeah, 13 lap old. He's
medium to medium. So he's gone for another set of mediums. Pushes.
Oh, he's done his hard already, so yeah, he's on hard, medium, so he should be okay.
He'll be good to the end. Moves Frenzy and Mrs. Carl up to 2nd and 3rd. I wonder.
Casso's coming again for softs.
Yeah, he's got a pit. He'd got to take a stop, but he's coming earlier than I expected to see him come in.
Softs. That's a bit of a stretch.
I wonder if Mrs. Cole's playing tactical here, because she's gaining massively on ERS over Frenzy. Frenzy's carrying that penalty.
Yeah. Which is rare for Frenzy, actually, to carry a penalty. So is right behind Dan as well.
I think Mrs. Cole may be playing the long game.
Go. He's got the
There he
pace
goes.
now,
He's
right?
into the pits. Oh, no. He just destroyed the polystyrene on the way into the pits.
Jornigus and Dan Roush going side by side down the main straight. That should be a simple move there for Jornigus. Oh, oh, Dan was pitting, that's why.
Why?
But Dan had a bit of a bum cheek moment there. Casto as well on the back of Fake Jesus into turn 1. Easy move, simply done.
Soft tyres, DRS, round just carries so much more speed. So Moyland out in front, give him a little bit of airtime. Mrs. Cole sitting in second, 8 seconds back. Then you've got Martin, who's stopped twice, now on the medium tyre in third, 10 seconds back from second place. Find the pass is slowly closing into Martin.
I was just watching down below with Button and Scarito having a bit of wheel-to-wheel action. A bit of bumpy. This will be interesting now. How heavy will Frenzy defend this, knowing his teammate is right behind? And it's not at all. Not at all. Not even aware he was there. So will Shawnikus play team game here and just hold up for Find the Pass? Or is he trying to chase down Find the Pass, so Find the Pass will end up holding him up? Frenzy does the team.
Yeah, he doesn't hold up Casto at all there. He lets him through. I think Frenzy knows that's not his direct battle.
And with that penalty as well, obviously, so is Casto. He needs to make sure Casto doesn't get held up too much behind him. Casto is right up the back of Shawnikus though, but with that penalty, it's going to be difficult.
They're on opposite tyres. Casto, 2-lap-old softs, he needs to get this move done and find his way further up. Yellow, VSC.
Yeah, Camo's got no front wing. That's one thing Warden actually is quite grateful for, that it's a VSC and not a full safety car. He has gone past the pits though.
Yeah,
and got a penalty. When did he get a penalty?
That's got to be a track limits one.
Did he always get a penalty?
No, that's new. He didn't have one a moment ago. So Mrs. Cole pits, Find the Pass pits. Martin up into second. I mean, if this is still VSC, I can't see it still being VSC, but if it is still VSC when Moylan gets round towards the pit, we're going to be 10 laps from the end. I'd half expect to see him come in, take the pit stop.
Done a blinder. She's come into the pits, come out on softs, and she's still in third.
Scarito's just got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits.
I wonder if Moylan's going to be praying this to last a bit longer. I mean, even if it does come in now, what's it? He's got a 20-second gap. No, it's not enough.
Shawnikus drive through, speeding under the safety car. He's launched too soon.
Oh, Shawnikus, what are you doing, lad? Moylan's had to stay out now. He's got no other option but to stay out. I bet he's kicking himself.
He's got 8 laps. He's got a 16-second gap. For Martin, Martin's on used mediums because he's been on those for a while.
Well, for only 3 laps. Trying to in to serve his penalty.
Yeah, get it out the way. He's got to just get it done and get back going. I mean, this is Moylan's to lose now. And I hate saying that because that's almost like the commentator's curse. And I forgot to drink because that was a VSC, so I need whiskey.
I'll take it.
Retrospective.
In all fairness, actually, Shawnikus didn't lose that too much. Obviously, there's a lot of time. They only lost out on, 2 places, really. So he's not terrible. and he's got a lot of pace. So fingers crossed he can try and bring that gap back. Moylan's just got to focus on clean, consistent laps and hope that Martin tires die before he gets to him. But 13 lap hold, 14 lap hold mediums, I don't know.
Hard.
Oh,
He's
no, I mean
Moylan's on the hard. Oh yeah.
Martin's on, because obviously by the time he catches up, it'd be give or take 14 laps.
But then Martin needs to keep an eye behind. I know Mrs. Cole's just under 4 seconds back, but you've got Casto and Frenzy both carrying penalties though. But Casto's
Castro's got a lot of pace.
is so quick, and up the inside into turn 1 on Mrs. Cole. On the slightly older soft tyre as well, but gets that move done.
That's the beauty of DRS, isn't it? Just carries you through.
And Casto just seems to have some mega pace.
He does. He's a very, very quick driver.
But he is carrying that penalty. Martin's gaining on Moyland. 7 laps ago. It may be close at the end.
Yeah, but he's going on this lap in particular. He's 3 attempts down on his best lap. Moyland needs to just keep it clean and consistent. He's got 1 penalty. He's on. I think he's 1 away from another penalty, which is not going to help him whatsoever. Martin can't. Although I'm saying that Moyland has got a car between now with a lapped car of Scarito, who gets another penalty. Mrs. Carr was sticking with Casto. He's using his DRS, really staying with him, which is good for her, because if she stays with him a few more laps, that's a potential podium on the cards.
That's where her mind is, isn't it? It's looking at penalties that are around and just hold on to the coattails. See, her pace
it's really
over the last couple of seasons has just gone through the roof.
Yeah, I reckon it's performance enhancing drugs, 100%.
She on HRT.
Must be. I reckon she's still got that deal on with Mr. Carr, where if she gets a podium, she gets lucky. But she's going to be knackered.
Not being funny, but if my missus was into sim racing and that was the deal, me personally, she gets lucky, but I'd be the one sat there messaging every other driver going, let her fucking win. Let her win. I will send you money, cash money. Because she gets lucky is the same as I get lucky.
I did miss watching Mr. Carr race.
I do as well.
Sorry, I thought Casto was going to lose the rear then. His back stepped out quite a lot and he just managed to hold that together. Them softs must be feeding the strain now, 7 laps old.
They've got to be close to the end. Martin's gained another couple of seconds on Moyland, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Mrs. Carr was doing phenomenally well, and the thing is, what's going to be good for Moyland right now is that Casto is nearly within DRS of Martin, so that's going to be a battle that's going to give Moyland a bit more breathing room.
And when Casto gets into that battle, that's only going to help Mrs. Carl as well.
The little battle forming behind as well between Jake, Button and Camus.
All battling over this final points position. Oh, big twitch.
Camus could have a little lurk, but I don't think he's going to his weight to the big straight, but he's going to have DRS train to deal with. Casto is within DRS as well of Martin. Jake defends inside. So Jake loses that place there. Oh, he's going to lose that too. Contact. Oh no, Jake pulled out. Jake pulled out. Pull that game strong. Right, now let's see this battle between Martin, Casto, and Mrs. Carl. Mrs. Carl was definitely looking at a potential podium, but what is it going to be, 2 or 3?
It is difficult to get the double pass done, even with the DRS.
That's Martin doing on the RS. Martin, he's got 24.
They're all very similar.
Yeah, they are.
Mine does seem to have good straight lines. He seemed to get a good drive out of the exit of the hairpin. Casso's softs have got to be feeling like death now.
Absolute death.
He's got to get the move done, and his best bet is to get the move done in the upcoming DRS straight and try and
Oh,
pull
contact
the gap
again between Camus and Button. Very similar to what happened to me and Still Sneeze there, but somehow they both get away with it. Go back to the battle between third. I want to watch this battle. Trying to keep
trying to keep an eye on the top and bottom of the pack, but I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to just focus on one battle. You want to try and keep an eye on them all.
Yeah, definitely. I think the battle for the 10th place spot is kind of open.
Casso will be around the outside. He gets the move done just before the braking zone. So Casto up into second. Martin holds on from Mrs. Cole.
This is the problem now Mrs. Cole's going to face, because she can't let Casto pull away. But she's still on for a good place with 4th if she can hold on to this. But Casto already making the moves. I mean,
Mrs. Cole's got an ERS advantage on Martin. Can she use that now?
And DRS is broken as well between Casto and Martin.
Mrs. Cole needs to get this done out of the hairpin. Needs to keep on the back of Casto. Otherwise, I think Martin's going to slow her up too much and he's going to miss out on that podium.
Well, she gets into third, she'll podium anyway, but it's going to be a simple move. I think he moves out the way, definitely.
Got to, oh.
That's it, well done. Mrs. Cole, you got this.
The DRS help her pull away down towards turn 1 as well.
He's gained a lot there on Casto. Back of in DRS, brilliantly done. So Jake right now is another penalty. I don't know. He's probably going to be at the back of the grid, I think, with all these penalties he's going to receive.
I don't know. Scarito's on is 24 seconds back and carrying penalties as well.
Yeah, that's true. Almost down board with Mrs. Carl.
Cuss and find the pass. Sitting fairly static 6th and 7th. I don't know what penalties Frenzy is currently carrying.
I think he's got 6.
So find the pass will jump a position as it stands, but at the moment, if Mrs. Cole can keep on the back of Casto, Casto's closing in towards Moyland.
He's out of the DRS as well as Casto. Oh, sorry, not Casto. Sorry, Mrs. Cole's out of DRS. Mrs. Carl, oh, Scarito's retired. That's in the pits though. That's not
he died in.
Last lap of the race, more than 5 seconds clear of Casto. Mrs. Carl is still within that 3 seconds. A bit tail happy there though. Come on, Mrs. Carl, hold it together.
Martin looks like he got a good drive out of that first corner.
He's just got to hold on 3 tenths, but this battle now is going to really be her main priority.
They've got to hit your marks now, Mrs. Cole. Those softs are going to start feeling horrendous. Martin with the DRS. I think Martin's lining.
Contact. I think there was contact there between Martin and Mrs. Carl.
Martin's going to be lining this up for this straight for the DRS.
Yeah, Mrs. Carl is no chance of getting to a second place podium. Moreland right now charging down to the final finish line. I want to see this quickly though, as Mrs. Carl is going to go side by side.
Casso very sideways through the final corner.
He takes second. Lucky Mrs. Carl. That was unlucky.
So close.
Fourth place though, brilliant drive. Frenzy comes in fifth. Will he hold it? No, he won't. Van der Poel
gets the jump. Sean Lucas will eventually try and spin it across the line. It's not Gran Turismo, mate. You can't do a handbrake.
Can't even do that. Can't even do that right.
So Sean Lucas picks up 7th. Fake Jesus took 8th, but then DNF'd. So Fake Jesus knows how to kill it across the line. Dan Roush will come across to pick up 9th and a well-deserved drink.
Will it move him down? Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's the game being gas. Camus picked up 10th. Wi-Fi would have been 11th, and Jake gets moved up. So Fake Jesus, because he DNF'd across the line, it drops him down.
Was he before or after the line? That is the big question. If he was before the line, then he's out. There's no way about it.
He got the checkered flag, so he must have crossed the line. No. I weren't on board with him at the time. I'm going to run through, as in I'll just scroll through the standings in case they need to be picked up.
I'll read them out if you want. So Moreland takes the race win. Castro comes in second, but with the fastest lap as well, so 19 points for him. Martin comes in third. Mrs. Carl, a brilliant fourth. Find the pass, biggest gainer, 16th to 5th. Well done to him. Frenzy comes in 6th after that penalty. Stornicus 7th. Dan Roush holds on to his 8th. Camus into 9th. 10th place is Button. Jake only gets 11th, so the wooden spoon for him. Fake Jesus 12th. So obviously this is what the standings say. We need to look at what happened to Fake Jesus, but I'm not sure how it's going to work. We'll have to look at it in the replays and such. But Scrito takes 13th. I'm in 14th with DNF. Still sees DNF in 15th and Hyder in 16th. And I can't save the replay, which is brilliant.
Yeah, you can't. Once you're no longer part of the race, it's don't let you save replay, which is why I can't save it as spectator. Which is a pain in the ass, because the number of times I've wanted to save it, because if I look at replays I've saved when I've been racing, I can flick through the grid, like you can in iRacing. Not as nicely as you can in iRacing, but I can flick through different drivers and look at stuff. But if you try and actually get a photo or screen capture bits, it only focuses on your car. But as spectator, I can't do that, which is an absolute pain in the ass.
Massive pain in the ass.
They'd make it 5 shots and 5 points. Oh, by the way, my girlfriend posted the message earlier while I was right. Okay. That makes sense, Dan. 5 shots, 5 points. I mean,
yeah, that you were clever.
That sounds like the perfect evening. So enjoy the rest of your night out. And you know what you need to do next time. If you want more points, more shots. So a win's 25. So 25 shots next week. Where are we next week? Quick look at so 25 shots at Belgium, which is about a 20 lap race. But there's a couple of long straights. You can definitely get shots in down the straights. You'll be fine. And we'll see you on top of the podium. But I am going to end my stream there. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Hobo for jumping in after your
No, thank
DNF.
you. No worries, anytime.
I'll be back next week for Belgium, which will be technically a short race in terms of number of laps, but it's always one for some entertainment. And if you want to see me make an absolute... no, I can't say that because I had a decent couple of results this week. If you want to see myself, Hobo, Moyland, Nevo, all chuck in GT3 cars around Kota for an hour on Thursday, then definitely jump into our chat. And if you want to watch the com stream for that, what's it? Chaz. What's...
Kaz. We'll put it in the chat anyway.
We'll post it in the chat. The link for the com stream. It's the really well polished and well worth watching for GT3 cars round what will be circuit of the Americas on Thursday. But if you want to rewatch our round one that we ran yesterday, it was 2 races round Interlagos, then definitely give that a look. But thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next week.